Okay, so this is for finding the average or the mean, and this is number 17. On some of them, you'll have 3 parts on this: average, median, and range. Some of them, they'll only ask for the average. So I'm just going to tell you how to do all of them. And if you have one that only needs the average, then you only need to listen to the beginning of this video. Okay, so the average and the mean are the same thing. So what you do to figure this out is you are going to add all the data. So these are your data points right here. I made just a list of numbers. You add all them up and then you divide by how many numbers you have. So when you add 10 plus 5 plus 6 plus 3 plus 2 plus 7 plus 2, you end up with 35. Okay, so I'm going to take 35 and I'm going to divide it by how many things I had here. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 35 divided by 7 is 5. So my average or my mean in this set of data is going to be 5. So sometimes you'll end up with the decimal. Like sometimes it'll say 5.3 or 3.2 or whatever. So it's not always going to come out exactly even. But yeah, so you add all the data, divide by how many you have. Okay, median is the next thing. Now, to figure out the median, that just kind of means middle. That's another way of saying middle. So you would put all of your data points in order from least to greatest, and then you're going to look at the one that's exactly in the very center. Okay, so if I count in, I've got this one being right in the center. There's 1, 2, 3 on this side, 1, 2, 3 on this side, and this 5 is actually in the very middle. That makes it the median. Okay, if you had say like 2, 3, 4, and 5, maybe you had 4 points in your data. You don't have anything in the middle because it's splitting the center. So this right here is in the middle. So if that's the case, then you find the average of these two numbers. So I already know that halfway between 3 and 4 would be 3.5. So if you can tell that just from looking at it, then you can just say 3.5. But if I added 3 plus 4 together, I would get 7. And then if I divided 7 by 2, which is what we did up here, by adding and dividing by how many we had, then I would end up with 3.5. So that's how you would end up with your median or your middle if you had an even number of data points. In this case, I had an odd number of data points. So the one in the very center was my median. Okay, and the last one is the range. So range is just the biggest take away the smallest. So in my numbers, 10 was my biggest, 2 was my smallest. So I did 10 subtract 2 and I ended up with 8. So 8 would be the range. Okay, so this would be for number 17 on your mountain map.